Okay guys, so once again, to absolutely nobody's surprise, we are back again with the Zillakami story because today some new allegations dropped after everybody thought that Zilla was clear, even though I didn't, and the City Morgue fans were celebrating by doxing absolutely everybody related to the situation, including Zilla's father, people on Sley Skid's side, and everybody in between, but things have changed because today new allegations dropped. It seems like somebody in the City Morgue Reddit really wanted to find out what was going on with Zilla and tried to dig up more dirt on him, and surprisingly they were able to find that, and that's what I'm going to talk about right now. Although before we get into that, I feel like it is important to mention that Sley Skid actually responded to Zillakami's initial live stream. So first of all, somebody messaged her, most likely a Zillakami fanboy from what I can gather from these messages, but I'm going to read out what she responded with. We don't have the initial comment that the person left, so we're not really sure what she's responding to, but let's read it right here. Cleared his name in court with his ex, not me. Get your facts straight. He never took me to court and never did he actually clear his name in regards to me, which is exactly what I said when it came to his live stream. He was completely talking about Decky and not about Sley Skid whatsoever. Somebody then responded again saying, phone, we can't really see fully what's going on, but she says, hello, because this happened 4 years ago. Of course they ain't gonna find shit now, and plus when we met it was at his crib in Brooklyn, NYC. Hope he still lives there now. And to answer your first question, I already said that I'm over it and I just want to move on. You guys have no idea how hard the court system is against this. I don't have hard evidence, only our messages. And then he deleted a whole bunch of his messages. I provided a whole screen recording and screenshots, and y'all will deny the truth. Like I said, I wasn't taken to court, so y'all funny as hell for believing whatever narrative he's trying to push. He brought his ex that made fake screenshots of me to court, not me. I just told my story because she leaked it. And then it seems like this person ends up apologizing. So to catch you guys all up to speed, that Decky girl ended up faking a screenshot outing Sley Skid because she didn't want to talk about the story. But after that fake screenshot came out, the real story came out from Sley Skid, and she's saying that she hasn't been taken to court. She's also disproving the fact that Zillakami ever had his phone searched for all the messages from 4 years ago on Instagram. But you know what guys, there is still one more thing that Sleazy might be lying about. She could be lying about her age, so let's see if she can disprove that. Well, it turns out that she was actually able to do that, posting this on her story saying, just clearing the confusion, I have no association with the legal action taking place between the two individuals involved. I don't want to involve myself any more than I have to. Last time I'll ever say this, I only spoke up in the first place to detach myself from the false information and to validate what was being said about me. If I stayed silent, I would still be questioned whether or not the story was true, and I chose to be honest. That being said, I hope people can respect my privacy and my decision to move forward in peace. I also ask that people don't bother my family and friends as they have nothing to do with this. I never want to involve them in the first place, and it's not right for them to be attacked by something that doesn't have anything to do with them. And then we have her ID proving that she was born May 29, 2004, basically proving that she was underage during the time that her and Zillakami were having conversations. So yeah guys, basically everything I said in my last video about the live stream has now been proven by Sley Skid. She basically was able to prove her age, prove that she had nothing to do with the court case going on between Zillakami and Decky, and besides that, hopefully she can finally bow out of the story. The burden of proof is now on Zillakami. She has definitely spoken her mind, and I feel like at this point, if you're denying what she's saying when she doesn't want clout from the situation and isn't really benefiting from this in any way, not believing her at this point wouldn't make a whole lot of sense, but that's just my opinion. I just hope we can all agree to leave this girl alone at this point, because after everything she went through with all the fans harassing her, doxing her parents, and attacking her in every single way, when all she wanted to do was get her story out there after it was pulled out of her, not even by her own decision, she deserves a break, and hopefully the City Morgue fan base can do that and we can move on to the second story that broke today. Okay, real quickly before I get into that, I do want to mention that Cameronazi actually came out denouncing Zillakami, so that's another former collaborator of him coming out. I'm not sure if that proves anything more or less, but I did want to mention that because the City Morgue subreddit is talking about it right now. And followed Zillakami and then posted a story with a song basically calling him a you know what. Hey guys, so we have somebody posting on the City Morgue subreddit saying Zillakami slept with Molly Santana when she was 14, picture proof. Zillakami met up with a girl named Niroyama in 2019 when she was 14 and slept with her. I searched up the name on Google and realized that Niroyama was actually Molly Santana's old username / stage name, and that Zillakami slept with Molly Santana when she was 14. Molly Santana is 19 right now, meaning she was in fact 14 in 2019. She lied about her age to him according to Kill Sadistic. He kept seeing her afterwards, and if you look through her old posts, Zilla is still in her likes, meaning that after he found out that she was 14, he never blocked her / cut her off. Posted all the evidence in a Google Doc, and I'm hoping this gets enough traction so Molly Santana herself will see it and speak out. So it seems like this person was doing a little bit of internet detective work and was able to find a couple second parties that knew about the situation, so this isn't actually coming from Molly Santana herself. We're waiting for her to speak out, which may happen in the next couple days, but for right now, just keep keep in mind this is coming from a second-hand account. A girl had made a post on her private account talking about how Zillakami slept with a 14-year-old, so I DM'd her and asked her about it. She had screenshots and she sent me this. Yeah, I do, but I'd rather keep it in my small circle. That's why my account is private, because I don't like everyone seeing what I post. I'll show you this though. And then he sends her a photo. In this photo is Zillakami alongside Molly Santana in bed. She has her hand over his face, and it's pretty clear that is Zillakami. Some people are speculating that it's not because he doesn't have the ear tattoo. This all went down in 2019, so it was probably before he got that tattoo. Not to mention, look at the photo. That's definitely Zillakami. Has the same facial structure, has the same dreads. It's definitely him. And goes on to say, just to let you know, this was all back in 2020, and at the time I screenshotted this all and sent it to my Gmail, so if the quality isn't good, it was because it was back on my first account back then. We then have a very blurry screenshot that says this: Narioma posted this shit on her private. That's Zilla. She's 14. I'm done. Person that he's in contact with then goes on to say this: I'm not friends with Kill Sadistic anymore. Ever since that first account that got deleted, he knows more about it than me, but I do have some screenshots, but I don't know if I want to show you since you're talking about getting it out there. I mean, people think he's innocent right now. It's best to get the truth out there. I won't say I got it from you, and I'll also blur your profile pic if you want. People are always going to think that he's innocent no matter what proof I bring, and other famous people as well who've done the same thing, so in my opinion, it's pointless. People probably won't believe it because quality of my screenshots would say, oh, it's edited, when I know it's not because it's from my old account. She then sends another screenshot and says another screenshot of my old friend Kill Sadistic and Zilla talking. He sent me that back then and I saved the convo that they had. This conversation between Kill Sadistic and Zillakami is probably the most damning piece of evidence that we got so far. It's very strange and some people might say it's doctored. In my opinion, if people are going out of their way to fake screenshots at this point in the story, it's not going to make a whole lot of sense. There's not too much more clout to get off of his name, and I feel like faking all of this would be a lot of dedication for absolutely no gain. We then have the conversation between Kill Sadistic and Zillakami where he says, your career is way too important for that shit to happen. He says, especially the fact that police raid me every few weeks. If they found an underage girl here, they'd love to charge me. And I don't know what to tell you guys, no matter what context that's in, that's definitely a weird thing to say, but let's digress. Exactly, man, shit would not go down well on the internet too if people found out. I'd be a hypocrite, gang, especially after crucifying a bunch of, yeah, after that 6ix9ine shit, that would not be good. Spider-Man meme, ha ha ha. Okay, one big thing I want to point out is the fact that he says crucify. Remember that Zillakami live stream? He said crucify multiple times, so if these screenshots are fake, that means that somebody really knows Zillakami's dialect and the way that he phrases things, because in 90% of cases when people fake screenshots, they're not able to recapture the exact way that that person talks. But in this scenario, if the screenshots really are fake, then somebody's doing a very good job at mimicking Zillakami. That's all I gotta say. So it does add a little bit of credence of them actually being real. They then continue to have a conversation where he says, how did this shit never come out before? Jesus Christ. Well, me and Kill Sadistic along with one of my other mutual friends since day one, and the girl he slept with are the only ones who know. Plus I was like 19 then and a hardcore fan, and when I noticed he followed me back after I told Zilla about it and showed it to him, I didn't say anything to anyone. Basically, Zilla following me and Kill Sadistic was a big thing to us, so if you think about it, being kinda young and having one of your fave singers follow you despite whatever is a big thing. She kept mentioning Kill Sadistic and all the screenshots originally came from Kill Sadistic, so I reached out to him and this is what he had to say. This was so long ago, but this is what I remember. I don't know the girl personally, but one of my friends knew her. Naoma was lying about her age to people, saying she was older, but she was only 14. She was seeing Zillakami at the time, and when he found out, he didn't cut off contact with her. I don't know Zilla personally either. Are these DMs between you and him? Yeah, that's the only time we talk. Do you still have those DMs with him? I don't have the DMs anymore. The screenshot is probably the only one where he kinda admitted to it. At the time, I thought he didn't know she was 14 because Naoma had allegedly lied about her age to go to shows and stuff, but then he kept seeing her. Keep in mind I live in Australia. I wouldn't know as much as somebody who actually knows Naoma personally in real life. Only reason I know is because a mutual friend told me and they knew I was a fan of Zillakami. When did all this stuff happen? Like, what year do you remember? 2019. Ah, okay, because I was talking to the girl that used to be your friend and she sent me all the screenshots, etc. She said it happened in 2020. So this happened 2019/2020. Pretty sure it was 2019 because that's when I had that profile pic. Alright, and how did you lose the DMs with Zillakami? Did you delete them? Like, are you 100% sure they're gone? I'd assume I deleted them. I didn't want to be involved anymore than I already was. If it's not a hassle for you, then would you mind going to check and see if you still have the DMs? It's not a hassle, but I already checked when I saw your message. Alright then, so is that all you remember and nothing more? I got told by a friend. I messaged Zillakami saying the girl he's seeing isn't 18. He replied. Then had that conversation. He said he would stop seeing her because of her age, but he kept seeing her. I didn't get involved any further because my friend who told me didn't want to get in trouble with Naoma and her friend group for telling people she lies about her age. I tell you to message message my friend because she knows more than me, but I honestly doubt that she will answer. She's off socials and probably doesn't want to get involved. So that basically ends the rabbit hole. He was able to get in contact with one girl who knew stuff about what was going on, and then she was able to get him in contact with Killtacular, who knew a little bit more, and there's a third girl who knows even more, but unfortunately she's not on social media, so he can't contact her. He then goes on to repeat the same thing that he said on the subreddit before then showing a picture of her and showing that Zillakami actually did like her old pictures back when she was 14. You can also see here that he never blocked her. If you go through her old post, you can still see him in her likes. He was told she was underage and yet he didn't cut contact with her or block her. He then goes on to show another picture of Zilla liking her picture. He then proves that it's actually Zillakami before then showing another one, before then showing a video where he scrolls through Molly Santana's entire Instagram, proving that they're not doctored screenshots and that Zillakami actually did like her pictures all the way back then. So with all that said, we're now waiting for a response from Molly Santana to see what she's gonna say. Apparently she was caught in another situation with another underground rapper where she came out and defended him and said that nothing actually went down. But honestly, whether she comes out or not, whether she is a victim of Zillakami or not, don't let this distract you away from the fact that Sley Skid came out with all the information and all the receipts and Zillakami still hasn't said anything about it. Honestly, at this point I don't think he will, and eventually this will probably fade away. I'm not sure if this story is going to continue, but honestly at this point I'm kind of tired of interacting with Zillakami's fan base. I thought the Little Pete fan base was terrible, but the Zillakami fan base is definitely a whole lot worse. I said before that people shouldn't be swatting or doxing or sending death threats to anybody, but apparently this fan base is dead set on doing that, so there's nothing more I can say. Please stop doing it, but they're not going to because they're a bunch of 15-year-olds. So yeah, that's it for now. See you in the next one.